Good morning, my name is Yahaira and I'm a CNA.
Good morning, my name is Yomara and I'm also a CNA.
Morning, my name is Camilla and I'm a PTA.
And I'm Kevin and I'm also a CNA. For college, I would like to do 2 years in Essex and then move to Rutgers for my last 2 years. And I would major in nursing.
That's a good plan. The Rutgers is a good school. I'd like to go there as well. But I have the same plan. So 2 years at Essex, or maybe 3, because I'd like to do the PTA, so physical therapy assistant program that they have there, and then go to Rutgers to still pursue physical therapy, and then just move on from there.
I would like to go to Access and do my RN program.
I'm going to Hudson County for 2 years too, and probably after I'm going to Montclair.
Well, my mom's a phlebotomist, and also I have family that work in Rutgers, so mainly part of my family, I want to also do something in the healthcare field.
I still didn't really know what I wanted to go into. At first, I thought I wanted to go into pharmacy, but it's not for me. It's not for me. I like to work with people, so I thought that this was a good opportunity to see if I do actually like physical therapy, and I did end up liking it. So
for me, I always knew I wanted to do something in the healthcare field. Since I was little, I wanted to be a nurse or a doctor. So this got me started, and I did it so I can see also if I did like nursing, and I did. And yeah, I loved it, and it was the thing I expected.
For me, it was the same as a kid. I always wanted to do something in the healthcare, especially in pediatrics, and I hope to become a pediatrics nurse. So,
Waking up 8:30. I mean, being on. I'm always here early because my mom also goes to work, so she just drops me off early. So my challenge is just always being there super early and waiting for them to like open the door.
I think it's definitely gonna be the beginning stages where you're kind of like getting used to people, but the program helps you get to know each other because you're always doing some sort of like group activity, or you're working with other people, like doing games or just like working on like projects in general. So but once you're well oriented and like the ice breaks and locked in.
thing was, I never been outside of my city, so just imagine getting out of Union City just to kind of Newark and seeing a lot of different people. And in that bus especially, it was too long for me, so I kind of got lost multiple times. I almost got in the wrong bus the first day, but that was the biggest challenge
For me too, being early, I'm bad with time management. And also the bus I take, normally it just takes 15 minutes to get here, but with traffic it takes sometimes 40 minutes to get here. So that was really a challenge for me.
I set up multiple timers, and I also take notes when it comes to like subjects that we do.
I think you had to give up on things. For example, I used to take a nap sometimes, but if I wanna go out, I had to leave that nap outside. Or if I have a show I wanna watch, I had to leave that outside and do whatever I had to do.
I talk with people and they usually remind me of stuff. So for example, Xiomara, I feel like she's the secretary. She reminds me a lot of stuff. Well, she reminds everyone in the group chat, but it does really help that she's always there. And sometimes it just keeps, even if you want to make time for everything, even if you don't do something that you like, it just keeps out of your mind. So I feel like that's really useful.
I think I do the same thing as Kevin. Just set up timers, set up like constant reminders just to make sure that like you can like kind of like block out your time, you know? And at work, definitely I like keeping a notepad on me and then just writing down things, because there's so many things that you could remember, but there's always going to be that one thing that like, oh, I forgot to bring this patient like a cup of water and they asked me for a cup of water like an hour ago. Like, well, you were going to write that down, and then also just blocking out your time. You're like, oh, this in the morning, I'm gonna make a little schedule for the rest of the day, and if it doesn't go that way, then you can kind of have like another way to go about it. From school and work, you don't have that day off where you get to basically focus on your school studies, or you have to, because other than school there's other things that you have to do. Let's say you have like house chores, and you have to do your house chores, like you have siblings to take care of, nieces, nephews, your own kids. So you have to basically kind of select and block out your time. So let's say on one day you're going to focus on this one subject that you have to study for, or the other day you're going to focus on just doing purely house things, but then you also have to wrap that around testing and quizzes. So basically just being able to, the main point is to not procrastinate, even though it's harder, like easier said than done. But the more that you catch up with everything and that you're like on the dot, basically, that you won't be falling behind, because it's very easy to fall behind when you're doing both school and work at the same time. So just be on top, organize, schedule, and like Xiomara said, pick and choose. Sometimes you don't have time for that nap, so make sure your sleep schedule is good too. That's good. So
well, my mom used to tell me that everything happens for a reason, so I guess I'd just say that to my younger self.
I will definitely say that it's all worth it, and just keep going. Just keep going, and yeah, don't mind what other people or what you yourself say to you. Just keep going. You're gonna get somewhere.
What you did in the past does not define who you are right
well, I would say to just stay focused and be committed to your path, and just keep on going, and then eventually you'll find people who will support you.
Art teacher. I love teaching. I love art, especially painting.
I would just have a bakery and do anything bake related.
Wow.
I think I would drop everything to be a race car driver, even though I don't know, I don't have my license yet.
Yeah, start with that.
So yeah, I think I would be a race car driver, just to live life on the edge.
Because my father used to own a restaurant, my uncle owns a restaurant, and I have another uncle that owns a restaurant, so I'd probably do, like, go into that business.
So I feel like my biggest strength is that when I begin something, I finish it. It doesn't matter if I don't like it, if I like it, I finish it.
I say confidence. Without confidence, you got nothing. You fake it till you make it, and that's what I live by.
My strength is my family. How they provided for me, I would like to provide for them.
You know, it sounds bad, but my anxiety or the fear of failure, I feel like if I wouldn't fear that I would fail something, I wouldn't do it. So anytime my anxiety comes, I feel like that makes me do things I don't want to do. So that's my strength. It doesn't matter the steps you're taking as long as you're following what you're doing. It doesn't matter if somebody is telling you that you're behind, as long as you're doing what you want. And it doesn't matter how many years it takes, as long as you accomplish what you always dream of.
And apprenticeships are a good way to start your career.
It's a good way to transition, well, especially for us, because we're just recently graduated out of high school, that it's a youth transition to work. So if you're feeling lost, or maybe you don't have that support system to help you make that high school transition to college or high school transition to work, then an apprenticeship will help you make those steps, and they'll like guide you through those steps. And let's say you're not good with transitions. I know me, sometimes when things are changing a bit too quickly, I got a little bit nervous, I got a little bit antsy. So I think having an apprenticeship behind you, or having a program behind you, is gonna make that transition so much more smooth, instead of you just dropping in on day one and not knowing what to do. So yeah.
And also, it's never too late to start.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to take that step.